So I've got this outside trim, or it's a single of the double trimmer. That's all in position. We've lined the brackets up and bolted those down. I've had to cut a little notch out just to allow the bracket and the bolt head. Well, it won't weaken it or anything because we're going to bolt through with a huge great bolt. So now all I'll do is cut all of these joists the same size, nail them in, and we're sort of getting there. We'll put the other joist on the outside of that to make that up to a double. We'll put this joist the same to make that up to a double, and then I think it'll just be probably get some mini hangers, some joist hangers, and nail those up just to give that extra strength, and then that's the deck framed out. We can measure it and order the decking material. So what I've done, same as before, this was actually the long pattern that we used for the other ones, and what I've done is I've kept it as a pattern because we know it's got this slightly raking cut on the end, because as I said, the joist that's on the concrete splays out a bit. So I've kept that as a pattern, and now what I've done is I've cut this to the measurement of the shorter run, and we'll use that as a pattern. So we'll put a P on there. So now what I'll do is I'll just run a load through at this using this pattern. So I've set myself up here. As you see, it's a piece of timber, like a base length of joist, and I've just put some sticks on it because I'm cutting these shorter. So if I was trying to cut them in between the stools, they'd fall in and bind. So we know we've got a square cut on this end because it's the opposite of the one we just cut off. So I'm just going to flip that round, put my pattern on, keep the pattern flush, obviously, with the end. So the ends are flush, which they are, tops are flush, all the way down. Just move that a tiny bit, just a tiny bit there. And then I can just simply pencil mark straight down the side. We know we get the same results every time when we use a pattern, and it saves a lot of measuring. Now you'll notice that I'm double sawing today. So I like blade left. There's a big debate about blade left or blade right. Blade left is obviously you've got a clear line of sight down to the blade. Very, very, very handy when you're using it, the square as a guide. But now I'm cutting the other end, I actually like to lean over the saw a bit more so that I can spy my line as I cut. So just my personal preference, it just means I like to keep the pencil line on the outside of the blade, so that's why I use this one on this end. Bit wet, don't like that. Nice. Right. Shoelace undone, safety first. And any carpenter that uses a pattern, it's usually, when we're doing lots of rafters, knows that you kind of get into this zone where you spend a bit of time making your pattern. I know this is a very simple pattern, we're just doing joists, but you know, if you're cutting rafters, you spend a lot of time making your rafter and getting it right, and then you just have a massive pile of timber, and you kind of just get into this zone of putting the template on, marking each end, cutting each end, taking the template off. So it's kind of a zone that we get into, and you kind of, not say switch off, but you just go on autopilot. So this made me think of that. We'll get them all in. We can fix them up afterwards. Okay. Yeah? Yeah. That's nice. Those cuts are really nice, all the way along there. Yeah. Obviously for measure. Ah, sweet. Misfire, misfire. The pass load misfired. Oh, we've got a flat battery, I think. Battery's flat. Oh, we're flying now. Yes. Oh, really happy with that. Right, just that last one's cut in there. This one should just nail straight on the end. Yeah, just want a bit of DPC for that end. All right. Just a bit, mate. Just give us this. Yes. Foot in it. Is that flush with the end? Outside edge, it is now, yeah. Oh. Yeah, yeah, that's brilliant. It's almost like someone measured it. That's brilliant. Superb. 3592. Woohoo! That is only 3595 anyway. That's close. Right then, mate. This one's going straight on the end. I'll grab this end, if you like. Just grab the gun. Oi. hold your end flush. Yeah. Just check before I nail it all the way up. Oh yes. It's nice. Lovely. Yeah, at least we're going to cover that awful. That way the edge is gone now, isn't it? So that's really nice. Right, just this one now. 2, 3, 2, 3, 8, 9. 2, 3, 8, 8. This is the other double that goes on the outside of the single that we've already put in. We need to put a double on because it's taking a lot of weight. I've just got to ease in a little bit to allow for the bolt and the bracket that sits on top of that ground screw. So I'll just quickly show you what I'm going to do here. It's really quick and simple. These are my marks that I want taking out, and I only want it taken down to about 15 mil there, but I don't want to come right the way through. So what I've done, set my circular saw here to 15 mil. I'm just going to push a series of passes through, but not all the way. Keep them close together, then that'll just break out and make a nice neat job. And now just remove the rest of it with a chisel. Most of it will snap out by hand. Just remove the rest of it with a chisel. Probably do that way because it will help curve it out. There. There. And just finish this one this end. I'm using my chisel backwards here because it naturally wants to scoop its way out anyway. There we go. That quick and easy and quite neat. So like you see these little notches here just fit down over these brackets and bolts. Fingers crossed. Oh yes. That's it. Just put a couple of pins in there for now. Beautiful. Put a couple in here. Just tuck that up. More nails. Oh. Where do we get to here? That's it. So two things happened as I was nailing up that last trimmer. A, the heavens absolutely opened and it started lashing it down, and B, I lost a bit of footage where I finished the video. So it's gone really well. As you saw, I've got the deck frame down now. I've measured it all out, and I think we're going to go with a Siberian larch on that deck. So fingers crossed. It's available at the minute, and hopefully when I come to order it, it'll still be available. Here in the UK, as I'm sure it is around the world and a lot of places, we are starting to really struggle with supply of materials, and the materials that we can get sometimes are slim pickings, and obviously they are much more expensive. The lead time on the roof when I made my inquiry was 4 weeks. A week and a half later when I put the order in, it had gone up to 8 weeks. So we won't be doing too much more on that job for a little while. So the videos so far on this build have been very well received, and thanks for all your comments. As and when I do the next videos, I'll obviously post them up. So once again, thanks for watching.